Attention Kmart shoppers, we have a 50% off sale going on right now on Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Meta, and Nvidia. Please see a store representative for more information. I'm sure any of you that are not baby boomers and not Gen X, several of you, millennials and Gen Z, probably saying to yourself, what's Kmart? Magnificent 7 stocks, definitely on sale. If you are an investor and you've been waiting for a good time to start dipping your toes in the sand, then this might be the time to look. All right, I want to take a look at each stock. I want to show you how on sale it is right now, and then we're going to talk options. So Mag 7 results. All right, Q1 results kind of look like this. This chart that you see here, let's blow this up real quick. This is important. You see these Mag 7 stocks, Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Google, Meta platforms. All right, all of them. Look to the right. You see this area here? These zeros represent the fact that when we came in at the beginning of the year, we were at one price. As of Friday's close, we were at the lows. These are on the lows of the quarter. So they're down. They're down to the lows that we are on quarterly lows. I want to show you each stock and where we are since we started the moves higher. Take a look at Nvidia. Now, what I'm doing is I'm looking at where the bear market ended of 2022, 2023. And so depending on whether we were at the end of 2022 or the beginning of 2023, that's where the end of the bear market is. Here is where it was for Nvidia, down below, yes, $25 a share, if you can believe that. And then the highs that occurred anywhere from late 2024 to the beginning of this year, and what has occurred since then. Nvidia, 40% drop from the bull market of the last couple of years. Take a look at Tesla. This is a big one. 70% off. We saw the bear come in at 2023. That's when we saw Tesla down near $100 a share. Tesla went up to near $500 back in November and December of 2024. And since then, yeah, we've come back down and we hit the low 200s earlier today. That is a 70% off price tag, a rollback price, if you will. Now, if you look at Tesla and you got to say, and let's talk about Nvidia for a moment. You know, you look at Nvidia, and Nvidia to the meme trader, they're done. Go out and get a job. If you're looking at this long term and you're saying to yourself, boy, I wish I could get the price tag that we had back here. I don't think you'll ever see this. But getting close to that 50% off, getting below $100, this looks really interesting because we were at 150 not too long ago. Back to Tesla. If you believe that Tesla is having a shorter term pullback, and this is not part of a longer term issue, I want you to think about Tesla back in 2023. Do you remember what was going on then? This is where Elon Musk first jumped out of the Democratic bandwagon and went to becoming a Republican. And then he even had a famous tweet out there that said, watch the Democratic machine come after me. And they did. And mainstream media pushed this stock down, but then it turned around and rallied back up. So is it possible that could happen again? Yes, very possible. If you believe that's the case, if you believe that robotics is going to carry Tesla into the new age, then this is an ultra buy right now. Take a look at Apple. So Tim Apple, as we refer to him now, is seeing his stock price drop from the mid to high 250 range down to 175. This one's now down. It hit 61.8% range. And that's from the 2023 lows, around 125 to the 2024 highs that were above 250. We see a big pullback here. So if you believe Apple will be coming out with new and exciting products, I think it's hard to figure out what we're going to do since we have so many iPhones. We had so much here. If you're looking at that, you might think Apple might be something that might take a little bit longer term, but you're going to see a product like Apple, a company like Apple, is moving to more and more cloud-based revenue. You believe that's the case? Apple looks pretty good. Look at Amazon. Amazon actually had a bounce today. It was actually up and it was one of the stronger stocks, but it still hit the 50% range coming into this morning. And I'm talking about from where we were in 2023 to where we were at the beginning of the year to what's happened just in the last few weeks. And if Amazon trucks are still rolling. They're still rolling in my house. Look at Google or Alphabet, if you will. Also, from the October 2022 lows to the January 2025 highs, we clipped 50% just in the last couple of months. Look at Microsoft, off 40% of its 2023-2024 range. So, I mean, if I'm talking to the stock folks out here, you're getting a reset. We're going to more than likely look at 5 years down the road, and we're going to look back on this, this range of data here. And, one thing that seems to be happening is M2 money supply continues to increase. That puts upward pressure on these assets. Meta, last one I want to talk about, 38%, 38% off, probably the strongest of the bunch. In fact, Meta just came out with some new AI in spite of what's been going on, which is probably going to help hold them up a bit too. But even Meta is off that $750 price tag that it was just a couple of months ago. Those of you that are option traders, pay special attention to this. Here you go. I got a lot of red on the screen. You see the red? The red, that's the 7 to 30 day options. That's the 30 to 60 day options. It's the 60 to 90 day options. Google, Amazon, Apple, Tesla, all expensive. You want to find something that's a little bit cheaper? You got to look down into Nvidia. You got to look at Meta, all right? But if you look at Meta and Nvidia, both the 30s, 60s, and the 90s are going to be cheaper when you look at them and you compare them to Google, Amazon, Apple, and Tesla, because that's where the volatility is. That's where expectations of higher option premium are likely to be. So, if you want to be a thrift shopper in the Mag 7, number one, you got to think long-term as a stock trader. You're looking at years. You're not looking at weeks or months. If you're an option trader, this is not the time to be buying calls. Buying calls doesn't make sense in any of these stocks. I mean, you really are pulling the lever. You really are rolling the dice. Selling premium makes more sense. You could actually get premium to buy these stocks at lower prices. But if you don't want to do that and you want that higher reward trade, then potentially longer dated, and I'm talking about going out farther than 90 days, go out 6 months, go out a year, and look at out-of-the-money call spreads. Out-of-the-money call spreads with longer dated options make the most sense in this environment.